Good morning, good morning. Hello and welcome to Monday the 2nd of June. Oh my God, doesn't it look weird with me wearing white? I can't quite even resolve that in my own mind looking at this reflection. It's freaking me out. All right. So yeah, Monday. We have the moon in Leo right now. I can see that someone's there. All right, it looks like my Facebook might be working today, so that's good. All right. Good morning, Louise. How are you? All right. Okay. So I've got a lot of words today. All right. So moon in Leo up until 1 p.m. Good morning, Deborah. And then at 1 p.m., the moon moves into Virgo. All right. Now, Mercury is not making any connections. Good morning, Helen. There's a lot of mental stuff happening at the moment, and when I say mental stuff, I mean that we are all up in our heads, all up in our heads. All right, now there is also Lilith and Pluto. Good morning, Elizabeth. I'm glad you're well, Louise. Okay, sorry. I've been thinking about this aspect since like Friday because it's like so full on. All right, I want you to just sort of bear with me for a second. All right, so Hygieia, all right, we are very aware. Sun in Gemini. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Heather and Alicia. All right, so Sun in Gemini, you know, thoughts, communications, transport, neighborhoods, siblings, action, all right, ruled by Mercury, um, you know, and then we've got, like I said, the moon in Leo, so we're quite confident. Things are feeling playful and fun, and or maybe it's just we're self-aware. We could be a little bit delusional because remember, Leo loves a good story. All right, so maybe we are, in the words I've written here that. We're trying to get into the things that are just under the facade, and Leo has a good facade. Good morning, Claire. How are you? Good morning, Selena. Good. Thank you, Barbara. I know it's a little bit weird, isn't it? I think for a lot of people here, this is going to be the first time you've seen me in white. Anyway, sorry, back to it, back to it. All right, so we have, we're all up in here. Okay, so Hygieia with her mop and bucket is having she's walking through the halls and she's starting to see things that need cleaning up. And because she is trine, which is a harmonious aspect to Pluto over there in Aquarius, but also in conjunct, all right, so a little bit of like, what the fuck is going on? To Lilith in Scorpio, right? So Lilith in Scorpio is down here going, have you been honest? Like, so Lilith and Hygieia. So while Hygieia is walking through, Pluto's like, hey, there's some truth and clarity over here, and Scorpio's Lilith is like, yeah, I agree. These things that you have hidden away, Pluto and Lilith in Scorpio, these things need to be dealt with because the longer that you leave them, the stronger they become because they're fear based. All right. So rather than fact and looking at the truth of the matter that could potentially set you free, and then with that Pluto and Aquarius is when you heal and transform yourself, then you help your community, you help the people around you because then you are a functioning member of your tribe. All right. So Hygieia is not scared of dealing with these things that we have repressed and suppressed for so long because they want the room for something else. Like think of all that shit that you've got stuck in the halls of your mind. And it's like, hang on a minute, we don't want these yucky old experiences to be sitting there anymore because we want to fill that space up with joy and good thoughts and positive affirmations and definitely not fluffy. I'm not being fluffy, but like we are old enough that we can just sort of, assess things rationally now. We can go, actually, yeah, that was pretty shit. That was pretty traumatic back in the past. However, it doesn't need to affect me now. So Hygieia, work your magic, you know, and then we do whatever it is we need to be doing. We speak our truth, we address situations, and then, you know, then things can start to clear and dissipate. All right. So in the words I wrote, what is the most pervasive thoughts or feelings that you have right now? What are the ones that are like triggering you, or not triggering, but poking up to be dealt with? The ones that sit deep under the facade that everything is hunky dory because that may be the lie that is going to be exposed. All right, so when the moon moves into Virgo at 1 p.m., the facts will come spilling out. So get prepared and don't be afraid to give time to the hidden things that are looking for the light. All right, so now Hygeia obviously is health rituals, prevention, safeguards that we put into place. You know, Lilith in Scorpio is emotional truth, you know, sexual healing. That Pluto is these taboo topics. Venus met up with Chiron this morning. You know, that Venus in Aries that is very, you know, dominant and protecting herself with all of that armor, has seen Chiron and seen what he's trying to do and said, yeah, okay, I can take this armor off, or, you know, I know better how to protect myself, how to heal those wounds. Hygieia is literally there, you know, in her naturopathic beauty, you know, healing balms for the wounds that have sort of been around. I hope this is making sense. I hope that, like, is there anyone that this is relevant to right now? Like, are you experiencing these thoughts that are tricky, you know, like, regardless of all the rest of the stuff? You know, look, if you're not, then amazing. You know, maybe it's because, you know, obviously, you know, there is a whole sky out there, and we are not all going to get affected at the same time. So this is for those people that are feeling the, you know, the the need to heal old wounds. My voice is part of my healing, and I am safe to speak the truth. These things that are my reality. All right. So there's that. Now at 9:30. Okay, all right. Good morning, Mikkel. Oh, beautiful. All right. So at 9:30 we do have the moon in Leo, sextile Jupiter. Amazing. And at the same time, so moon sextile Jupiter 9:30, moon square Uranus 9:30. All right. So what does this mean? I think there could be a realization, Jupiter in Gemini, that changes our amazing Janine, good morning. That changes our trajectory somewhat. Or remember, Uranus in Taurus right now is challenging our comfort and security. And this, what with the rest of the day, is definitely challenging the security of our previous reality. All right, you know, because, you know, good morning, Auntie Pat. How are you? Mwah. You know, we're all, you know, we all have so much shit shoved into the annals of our, you know, and of the halls of our mind. And, you know, for some of us, it's going to look like a hoarder's house. Whereas for some of us, it's going to be, for some of us, it's going to be, we've been doing the decluttering for such a long time. It's good morning, Sally, that, you know, rather than, you know, maybe we can open the door and have a peek in rather than having to shut the door and shove everything in. So where, whatever age, stage, relevant bit that you're at, just, you know, like Hydrea is there until September. All right. Maybe this is the day, you know, with this, my voice is part of my healing, and the Venus and the Hygieia and the Pluto and the Lilith, you know, maybe this is the ability for you to make these statements, or, you know, within yourself, just, you know, stand at that door and just go, all right, this is my past. These things that I have shut the door on for so long, you know, they don't have the power that they used to. And I can pick them up, clean them, thank them for their service, and pass them on, recycle them. You know, I mean, we know that energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transformed. So, maybe that Hygeia, Pluto, maybe the Hygeia and Gemini can transform our experiences that we have in our mind so that we can help our community. Like I said, secrets, man, secrets, the truth. It can just set so many people free, not just yourself. So a good declutter in the mind is at hand right now, and without being fearful of addressing these things. So Hygeia trine Pluto at 9 a.m. Lilith, Hygeia in conjunct Lilith. All right, so here's that non-conforming vocalization of the hidden things. All right, so that's at 1 p.m. And then Lilith square Pluto at 1:30. All right, so that 1 p.m. is when the moon moves into Virgo, very fact orientated. All right, take the Leo out of it, right? So Leo that wants to make that facade look fabulous. And then Virgo's like, no, here's the reality of the situation. So, I mean, like I said, great morning like this morning, 9:30. It looks like there's some truth, some awareness, some shifting in the comfort. And then that 1:30 is where the words make a difference. All right. So let's draw a card. And it is a tricky one, it is really tricky. There is, that Lilith in Scorpio could be dealing with, you know, um, okay, I'm just going to say it, domestic violence in the past. It could be dealing with sexual trauma in the past. It could be dealing with any old shame that has been thrust upon you in the past. All right, so Venus has touched Chiron now. She's on the other side. She's seen it for what it is, and she's like, I can move on from this. But part of it is saying the thing. All right, well, like where's there shouldn't be any fear in consequences in this day and age. Just it shouldn't be, right? We shouldn't still have women fearing for their lives because they can't tell their truth. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I've seen a lot in the last couple of days that run in alignment with this, and it's just not right. It's just not right, and I'm not man bashing or patriarch bashing or anything like that. I'm just saying that for us to be the change, we need to not do what's always been done. And so the card that I picked up is the Page of Pentacles. And actually I was going to challenge you all today to stand on one foot. When I was thinking about it earlier, I was like, but that was more in the regards of how are you standing strong in your own body? All right, so can you, regardless of the fact, like I did single leg lunges yesterday with the kettlebells, and I had to really, because I've got a glute medius is weak on one side, all right? So that makes me a little bit shaky when I do shit like that. But I had to concentrate, I had to focus, I had to stand, I had to be aware. And just like this lady here, she's got this brilliant idea, she's got this brilliant experience, and it takes standing on one foot and being focused and finding balance from within to to do something with this. And please, for my tarot people, actually, you know what? I'll just have a quick look at what the Page of Pentacle words are. And Paulette, congratulations, you are looking fabulous, and well done for the effort that you have been putting in. That is absolutely Saturn giving you the rewards for the effort. You look fabulous. All right, Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. All right. No, that's the Ace of Pentacles. No, no, fine. Go forward. Page of Pentacles. I can be practical and still realistic and still run ahead and meet my dreams. So manifesting new opportunities, good news, skill and training. I like that one. New connections. Learning from past mistakes. All right, a beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, progress. All right, conversations with my elderly mum. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. It's definitely those difficult conversations about past experience, isn't it, Mikkel? So, yeah, you're welcome, Paulette. So yeah. I mean, look, I just hope that I hope that your day flows beautifully. I hope that these experiences, if you are addressing them with, the people that are needing to hear them, that they all, they hit the mark. Your truth is heard. These, this clarity can be found. Hello, Cara. Oh my God, it's been so long, beautiful. How are you? I've been watching you and your adventures, but it's so nice to see you. Okay. So that's me, guys. That's me. I feel like I have done my bit for today. I am around actually for the next 2 weeks, ladies. I've only got one shift at the pub, and I'm around. So I'm available for consultation. I'm available for, we've got the Tuesday, Friday chats that we do. So, if anybody is in need of, oh, good, beautiful. I really would love to hear from you, Cara. I really, really would. Yeah, just give me a buzz. Let's do stuff. So I'll see you tomorrow.